And then one of the police officers is like, "You seem really nervous." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I'm nervous, you know, I'm surrounded by 6 police." If you're a regular viewer of this show, you'll know I've been experimenting with different parts of Bangkok to find out exactly where I want to live. And ironically, the place I think I want to live is actually the place I used to want to avoid the most. And there's a crazy story behind it, I'll tell you. So right now I'm in Osaka, and this is an area I think I really want to live in. I quite enjoy living here. It's super central to everything. All my friends seem to live nearby, and everything I do seems to be like close to here. It's also got the BTS train, which is very practical. I'm on that like basically every day. But Osaka is also the setting of the most crazy experience I had my entire time here in Thailand. So when I first got to Thailand, I was doing some apartment hunting. I'd been in Bangkok, maybe just like a week out of quarantine. I'd been here maybe 6 or 7 times before in the past, just like traveling on holidays and stuff. But I had an idea of where I wanted to live, but I was out doing some apartment hunting that day. I was just walking down the street. I got off the train at Osaka and I was walking along basically where I just walked now to come towards here. And I got stopped by a police officer. I didn't see him at first. I had my earbuds in. I think he was talking to me. But I didn't see him or hear him, and I turned around and there was a police officer like sort of beside me and behind me, and I stopped to him and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And he asked me like, "Oh, where are you going?" And I said, "Oh, I'm just like going for a walk." I was sort of exploring the neighborhood and stuff like that. And he started asking me all these questions, and then there was a second police officer came and he was next to me, and I was sort of answering his questions. We were just having like a general conversation. I wasn't too concerned at this point. I thought this is a little bit weird, but whatever. And then within a few seconds, all of a sudden there's 6 police officers in a circle around me, and I'm like completely surrounded, and I'm like, holy shit, there's something going on here. And they started asking me all these questions. They wanted to look in my pockets and they were searching me. And I asked them, I'm like, have I done something wrong? Like maybe I jaywalked or did something without realizing? And they're like, no, this is a normal thing. So I was like, oh, this is kind of scary. But I was just like, I went along with it. So I let them search me. You know, I didn't have anything to hide or anything like that. I know e-cigarettes are illegal here, and a lot of people carry them. So, you know, that could be like an on-the-spot fine or whatever. So the whole experience was getting a little bit freaky at this point, and I could see how seriously they were taking this. So where I was standing above like a drain, and there was like little circle holes in the ground, and the police had all positioned themselves so that their feet were over the top of the drain. So I wouldn't be able to take something out of my pocket and throw it down the drain or something like that. You know, you hear these horror stories about people that get things planted on them overseas traveling, and you know, they have to like pay a ton of money and stuff like that. I'm starting to freak out going like, oh, is this what's happening to me? And then one of the police officers is like, "You seem really nervous." And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm nervous. You know, I'm surrounded by 6 police. It's kind of embarrassing. I'm on like the main road, Sukhumvit Road. It's like 6 p.m. Oh no, it's like 4 p.m. So it's like people around, people walking past, staring at me. And just the whole experience was like, I was terrified at this point. So they finished up, they searched my pockets, they patted me down. Like they patted me down everywhere. Like there was, you would not be able to hide anything from these guys. So that all finished. And then they were just like, okay, cool, thank you. And then off you go. And I was just like, what the fuck just happened? So at the time, I was so like shaken up by the whole thing. I didn't even go look at the apartment. I actually posted the story to a Facebook, like an expat Facebook group that I'm a member of here, and asked if anyone else had like a similar experience or anything like that. And straight away I started getting responses from other people that this had happened to. And a guy, one comment that really stuck with me, and guy's like, I just moved to this neighborhood a little while ago and it's happened to me a bunch of times. I wish I didn't live here. So I was like, all right, I'm out. I don't even want to visit this neighborhood anymore. I'm just going to like spend my time in a completely different part of the city. But in recent times, I've gotten to know like a lot of people around here, and I've spent more and more time here, and I haven't seen it happening to anyone else. It hasn't happened to me. I think it was just like a one-off thing. So I don't know, maybe they were looking for someone that matched my description or something like that. I don't know. But my general perception of this area was I just wanted to avoid it altogether. So the police were they were very polite, they were very professional about the whole thing. They're just doing their jobs really. So the whole experience was very intimidating, but in the end, everything was all good. It was the one time I didn't have my camera with me. I always have my camera, it's just always in my hand. This one day I didn't have my camera with me and this happened. I've since, spent a ton of time in this area and had no issues. I've walked past police. The first time I walked past a policeman in the street, here in the same neighborhood, I was a little bit nervous. I'm like, are we gonna go through all this again? But hasn't happened to me again, and I'm totally fine with the area now. So this is it. This was the spot right here. This is that's the drain that I was standing above. And I basically, just stopped right here and I was searched. It was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, in the middle of the day on a weekday. And I wasn't doing anything out of the ordinary that would draw any extra attention to myself. I was just like walking along, listening to music, by myself, minding my own business. So crazy experience. I want to know if any of you have had like a similar experience or anything like this. Leave me a story below. I love reading the stories. So I'd love to hear if anyone else has had something similar happen. So I have decided I do want to live in Osaka, even though I had that crazy experience here. But it's honestly, it's not even something I think of anymore. Like I said, I spend a ton of time here, no issues, no dramas. It's noisy as hell here, but it's super central. It's a great location. Everything I would want is nearby, I'm close to BTS, to the SkyTrain, the subway is also here as well if I wanted to take that. But also it's just like super central. There's a great mall. I mean, the Terminal 21 food court, that's enough reason for me to want to live here on its own. But it honestly just suits all my needs, It's close to all the nightlife places, so I can go out and just walk home afterwards. It's perfect. So if you ever have something go wrong, there's actually a phone number that you can call. It's 1155, and here in Bangkok, that's the tourist police. You can speak to them in English, and they're available 24 hours a day. So if you ever have like a situation that you're not sure what to do, you can call them and they'll help you out. Alright, so like I said, if you had anything crazy happen to you while traveling, leave it in a comment below. I look forward to reading it. I don't get a chance to reply to all the comments I get, but I do read every single one of them, so I look forward to seeing them. But anyway, I'm going to wrap the video up here. So as always, thanks for watching. See you next time. Alright, so I came around to Nana to see what was happening there. If you can see behind me, there's police cars everywhere there. So something's going on. I don't want to get in there and film it. I don't want anything to do with it, but it is interesting to see. I actually did a video a couple of days ago on what's happening in Nana, and there's like a few places that were open. They're like bars that are open, but trading as restaurants and stuff. So I'm not sure what's going on over there. I guess we'll probably see it in the news in the next couple of days, but yeah, I don't want anything to do with that.